Imagine the bravado, the courage, the creativity, and the outright grit that our founders had to have to establish a university in 1869.
This year, 2019, marks the 150-year anniversary of the University of Nebraska. And what an incredible opportunity to reflect on all the amazing things that have happened in that time frame.
I, Pete Ricketts, Governor of the state of Nebraska, do hereby proclaim University of Nebraska Charter Week.
There truly is no place like dear old Nebraska U. Good afternoon, and welcome graduates, families, and friends, the university community, and distinguished guests. I am Ronnie Green, and I have the pleasure and privilege of serving as the 20th Chancellor of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, our state's flagship land-grant university, which, as you just heard, is celebrating 150 years of impact this year in 2019. Thank you for joining us here today in Pinnacle Bank Arena and by live webcast around the world for this incredible moment in the lives of our graduates and in the life of our university. Today, we present Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts degrees to the accomplished group of scholars who will now share in an impressive heritage. In 1873, the first graduates of this university were William H. Snell and James Stewart Dales, both graduating with Bachelor of Philosophy degrees. The first doctoral degree was a philosophy degree granted at the 25th Commencement in 1896 to Professor Harold N. Allen, a physics student. Ceremonies this weekend will mark our largest graduating class in the 15-decade history of our institution. We will confer 3,530 degrees, bringing our total to 293,542 degrees conferred since our charter date on February the 15th, 1869. We are proud of your accomplishments and thankful for your contributions to the university. You have raised our level of critical thinking and creative activity as a world-leading institution of higher education, adding to the legacy of people who have earned their advanced degrees at Nebraska. Today's ceremony continues our time-honored tradition of presenting your actual diploma here on stage. It is a special Nebraska tradition that we're very proud of and we endeavor to continue into perpetuity, and one that very few Big Ten universities or universities nationally are able to do. Your graduating class will also be the only class to carry the 150-year celebration logo on your diploma. It requires hours of behind-the-scenes work and very careful preparation to ensure that you go home with your actual diploma today. And so I would just like to start our ceremony today by thanking the staff of the University Registrar and that office for the tremendous work that they do every year in allowing this to happen. Would you please join me in giving them a round of applause? Each one of you represents a story of achievement. You may be the first person in your family to receive a college degree, just as I was, and as many of our faculty here are. You may be a veteran who has returned from active duty to pursue your degree. You may be a Nebraskan from one of the 93 counties of our great state, or from one of the other 41 states and 50 countries around the world represented today in our graduates. You're a graduate of one of the greatest universities in the world. You have all of that in common here today. You have worked hard, you have applied grit, you have shared your talent, and you have earned a University of Nebraska degree. So celebrate this day. Celebrate your achievements, but even more importantly, join us in celebrating the possibilities that you are about to unleash on the world ahead of you, and believe me, the world is ready for you to unleash that talent. The May 2019 University of Nebraska-Lincoln Commencement is now convened. Now please rise, if you are able, as Susan Tweehouse in our Glencore School of Music and the Hickson Lee College of Fine and Performing Arts leads us in the national anthem. Today's Joint Color Guard is comprised of members of the University of Nebraska's Army, Navy, and Air Force, ROTC, detachments. Pursuant to an act of Congress, those who have served in the military may salute even though not in uniform. Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Thank you. Please be seated. I think that rendition of our national anthem deserves another big round of applause. Thank you very much, Susan. To open today's ceremony, please direct your attention to the Husker Vision screens for greetings from Dr. Kevin Hanrahan, President of the University Faculty Senate, also then followed by Emily Johnson, UNL student Regent and President of the Association of Students of the University of Nebraska, and I should also add, our most recent 17th Truman Scholar.
On behalf of the faculty of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I would like to first thank the parents and friends of our graduates. You have entrusted us with these amazing young people, and together we have made a significant investment of time and resources in their education. These combined investments have produced incredible results of which we all can be proud. To our graduates, congratulations, you did it! Through lectures, labs, recitations, clinical experiences, internships, study abroad, rehearsals and performances, you have gained irreplaceable knowledge and experiences. Remember that education is the great equalizer. It is the only thing you can take that can never be taken from you. With the education you've received at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, we are confident that you will transform our communities, our state, our nation, and the world in beautiful and wonderful ways that we cannot even begin to imagine. We are thrilled to celebrate your accomplishments today, and we can't wait to see what you will do tomorrow. Go with grit, go with glory, go Big Red.
On behalf of those of you who are graduating today, I would like to thank our university administrators, faculty, and staff for their dedication to Husker students. And to our newest graduates, we gather to celebrate the culmination of your Nebraska experience. I'm confident that each of you will leave the university prepared for fulfilling careers in service to your communities.
I will now introduce members of the University of Nebraska Board of Regents who are with us for today's ceremonies, and I'd ask them to please stand and receive our applause. Regent Tim Clare, the chair of the board from Lincoln, and Regent Paul Kinney, Regent from Kearney. Also joining me on stage are members of the senior administration of the university. Each member is listed in your program. They provide leadership in all facets of the university's operations, and even though it may be largely invisible to you, each of you today has been affected by the hard work of each of them. I ask the entire stage party to please stand so that they may be recognized as a group. The university faculty and staff form the heart of our great university. We are deeply grateful to them for their time and efforts in helping our students reach their educational goals. Throughout the arena, you will see university marshals dressed in red robes assisting with our ceremonies today. They are faculty and staff volunteers led by our head marshal, Dr. Robert Gorman, Associate Professor of Classics and Religious Studies in our College of Arts and Sciences. Faculty marshals have been part of the commencement since our first ceremonies. It wasn't until 1956 that Chancellor Hardin officially appointed the University Marshal Corps as we know it now today. Today, we are also pleased to acknowledge Dr. Patrice Berger, who served as the Marshal Corps head marshal from 2010 to 2015, was associate head marshal from 1991 to 2000, and marshal from 1989 to 1991. Patrice, where are you? He's here somewhere on the floor. So please give a round of applause to Patrice Berger for being with us today. We're also very grateful for faculty members who are joining us today for commencement. Each college is represented with faculty members who were selected by the college. Faculty will be congratulating students during the ceremony, and we are so pleased that they are here to share in this moment with our students. Will all members of the faculty and staff throughout the arena and on the stage please stand so that we can recognize and thank you for your efforts. Seldom does a person accomplish something as important and as challenging as an academic degree without the support of many other people in their lives. Those of you who have provided such support share certainly in the limelight of today's occasion, so that the graduates and those of us associated with the university can offer our thanks. Would all of the relatives and friends of our graduates today please stand? Sadly, this year will also be known as the year of a devastating flood, which affected so much of our state and our region. We are grateful for the many first responders and others across our state and our university that have worked tirelessly on the response and now the recovery to help rebuild our great state. Please take a moment now to give all of them a round of applause and appreciation. And now please join me in welcoming to the podium Regent Tim Clare, Chair of the University of Nebraska Board of Regents, to bring greetings from our board.
Thank you, and good afternoon. On behalf of Regent Kinney and Regent Johnson and all of our colleagues on your University of Nebraska Board of Regents, I'd like to add my congratulations to the graduates today. You should all be very proud of what you have accomplished at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and please know that we are very proud of you as well. President Abraham Lincoln once said, "I prepare myself as one day my chance will come." While each one of you have your own unique story, each of you have worked hard, prepared yourself, earned a degree, and now your chance has come. You are now in an excellent position to further your education, begin successful careers, improve the quality of life for you and your family, and give back to the communities in which you will live and work. I commend each of you for making the very wise decision to pursue higher education so that your chance will come. And I am confident that this decision will pay off for you for the rest of your lives, no matter which direction you choose. On behalf of your board, we hope that you reflect on this day and you appreciate it. You have achieved a major goal or milestone in your life, earning a college degree. Appreciate it. Appreciate your family and your friends and your loved ones who've helped you during the years. I would suggest to you to appreciate the family members and others who have helped you along the way. Their support, guidance, and encouragement, as well as their love, has been and will continue to be tremendously valuable in shaping your life and helping you in your life journey. Finally, I would suggest you appreciate this great faculty who have helped you also on your journey. Their leadership, guidance, and encouragement was beneficial to you in reaching this milestone. So again, take time today to appreciate what you have accomplished and appreciate the many people in your life that have helped you get to this day. Now, while we're on the topic of appreciation, I think you should also appreciate one another. In this fast-paced world, we don't take time to express our gratitude to one another and tell them how much we appreciate each other. We'll send a text or a tweet or post something on Facebook, but we don't take time to simply pick up the phone and call someone, or better yet, tell them face-to-face how much we appreciate them. So I'm going to take Regent Chairman privileges here And I'm going to ask everybody in the audience, as well as those on the floor and on the stage here, to stand up, turn to your neighbor, pat him on the back, give him a hug, give him knuckles, give him whatever you want to do, but tell them how much you appreciate them. Come on now. Thank you. Now, I would encourage each of you to maintain this attitude of gratitude and every day make it a goal to tell someone how much they mean to you. And in this world where you can do anything that you want to do, be anything that you want to be, my advice is be nice, because the investment is free and the dividend pays royalties. To our graduates, while you cannot predict everything that lies ahead, I'm confident that the education that you received at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln will provide you with the foundation you need to be successful. That really is our primary focus, helping students transform their lives through education. Now, some of you are about to begin your careers. Some of you may not be finished with school yet. Some of you may work for a family enterprise or start your own business. Some of you will raise families or travel or come up with that innovative idea that revitalizes a community, state, nation, or even the world. These and countless other opportunities are available to you because, in the words of Warren Buffett, also a University of Nebraska graduate, you have invested in yourself, you've worked hard, and you've earned a college degree. You have prepared yourself. Congratulations, your chance has come. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Regent Claire. It's now my great honor and privilege to have the opportunity to do something that we very, very rarely do at the University of Nebraska, to make an award that is a very special award that will be delivered to our commencement speaker, who you'll hear from here in a few moments. Since 2001, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln has on occasion conferred the Charles E. Bessey Medal. Charles Bessey was one of the world's pioneers in botany and a faculty member of the University of Nebraska in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. He is often credited with establishing the field of ecology of scientific inquiry, recognized for his pioneering science, including among the other interests was the ecology of the prairie. Bessey was president of the American Association for the Advancement of Science and editor of Science magazine. To honor the spirit in which Bessey served the university, recipients of the Bessey Medal are individuals who are recognized and lauded by their peers for exemplary accomplishments in the sciences and for leadership in their disciplines. The Bessey Medal has been conferred to two outstanding scientists in our past. Dr. Alan Heeger, a renowned physicist and an alumnus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Dr. Heeger received the 2000 Nobel Science Award in chemistry. The second conferee is astronaut and Nebraska native Clayton Anderson. And it is now our honor to add to this prestigious list of Bessey Medal recipients Dr. Rebecca Richards Cordum. Guided by the belief that all of the world's people deserve access to health innovation, Professor Richards Cordum's research and teaching focus on developing low-cost, high-performance technology for low-resource settings is well known. She is known for providing vulnerable populations access to life-saving health technology, focusing on diseases and conditions that cause high morbidity and mortality, such as cervical and oral cancer and preterm birth. Professor Richards-Cordum's work earned her induction into the National Academy of Engineering, the National Academy of Sciences, the National Academy of Inventors, the Inventors Hall of Fame, and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. In 2016, she was named a MacArthur Foundation Genius Grant, and in 2017, she was named one of the world's 50 greatest leaders by Forbes magazine. Dr. Richards-Cordum is the Malcolm Gillis University Professor in the Department of Bioengineering at Rice University. She joined Rice University in 2005 and served 2 terms as Chair of Bioengineering. Previously, she held the Cockrell Family Chair in Engineering and was a professor of biomedical engineering at the University of Texas, where she was also a distinguished teaching professor. She received, this is the best part, a Bachelor of Science in Physics and Mathematics with highest distinction from the University of Nebraska in 1985, a Master of Science in Physics in 1987, and a PhD in Medical Physics in 1990 from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Dr. Rebecca Richards-Cordum, will you please come to the podium? Rebecca, it is my distinct honor as Chancellor of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln to confer upon you the Charles E. Bessey Medal in honor of your outstanding achievements in the sciences, your work in advancing the body of knowledge in health innovation, and in recognition of your status as an esteemed alumna of the University of Nebraska. And now, please welcome Dr. Rebecca Richards-Cordum to deliver our commencement address entitled The Next Start Line.
Well, thank you so much, Chancellor Green. Greetings to UNL regents, faculty, staff, and guests, and to each of the 3,540 graduates in the University of Nebraska class of 2019, congratulations. You look amazing. And I am so excited to be here with you today and celebrate this moment in your lives as you cross a really important finish line. I am an amateur marathon runner. I'm slow, but I'm very determined. And as a marathon runner, I spend a lot of time thinking about starting lines, but especially about finish lines. 34 years ago, I was on the other side of this podium, sitting where you are. I was there along with my fiance, and we were about to receive our bachelor's degrees. And I remember, despite the fancy stage and the shiny medals and shiny diplomas, it was a little bit terrifying to think about crossing that finish line. It felt like just when we had figured out the race we were in, we had to find our next race. How do you find that next starting line that is right for you? How do you find something that is so compelling to you, you want to invest your whole self? When I came to UNL as an undergraduate, I planned to major in physics, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do when I finished. I thought maybe I would teach high school physics. Sophomore year, my boyfriend, he's now my husband, he told me I should switch out of physics and into mechanical engineering because I would make more money. And I thought he might be right. So I made an appointment to see the chairman of the physics department and also to see the Associate Dean of Engineering. So I told the engineering dean that I was thinking of switching into mechanical engineering. And he explained to me that engineering had very high standards. He had noticed that women often found the curriculum to be challenging. Not all women, of course, he reassured me. Some did very well. Now, my GPA was excellent, and I told him that. But his words made me question whether I belonged in engineering. Maybe it wasn't the race for me. Now, fortunately, the physics chair took a very different approach. He asked me if I liked physics, and when I said I did, he invited me to come and do research in his lab. I worked for 2 years in Professor Dave Selmayer's lab, and it changed my life. I am a first-generation college student, and at that time, I had no idea that college professors did something called research. I thought they just taught class. But once I discovered it, I found that I loved doing research. Eventually, I found my way to bioengineering and the work that I do today. But I don't think I would be here with you today if Dave Selmayer hadn't taken 20 minutes to meet with me and say, "Come, run this race with us. I think you might like it." I've thought a lot about what I learned from those experiences. And lesson number 1, the world is full of people who will discourage you and tell you no without a good reason. People that just want to keep you off their course. But instead of letting them shut you down, you have to keep searching for people who believe in you and let their voices fill your head. Graduates, don't let narrow-minded, unimaginative people keep you out of your race. Lesson number 2, Dave Selmayer has superpowers. His superpower is believing in people. Think about all the people who supported you and believed in you as you made it to the finish line here today at UNL. You might not be here without them. Believing in people is the most powerful fuel in the universe. And the great thing about this superpower is we all possess it. Dave Selmayer gave it to me. I'm giving it to you. Graduates, use your superpower to inspire the people around you to do their best. Now, even when you find the right race, there are still times when running feels awful. When all you can think about is how much you hate it and how much you want to stop and why you paid $80 to enter this race. How do you keep believing in yourself to persist through those very hard miles? About 1.5 years ago, I was coming up on what I thought was the finish line of the biggest race of my career. Together with a team of engineers and doctors and entrepreneurs, I entered a contest. It was called 100 and Change, and the rules were simple. Each team had to propose a way to solve a critical problem of our time. One lucky winner would receive $100 million from the MacArthur Foundation to implement their plan. Now, our team pitched a plan to end preventable death of newborn babies in Africa. At current rates of progress, it will be nearly 100 years before a baby born in Africa has the same chance of surviving as one born in North America. We propose to close that gap not in 100 years, but in a decade, by delivering affordable technologies to hospitals throughout Africa. Our team was one of 2,000 entrants in the competition. We made it to the final 4. We spent a year traveling across Africa to make our plan stronger. And 18 months ago, we found ourselves on a big stage in Chicago, about to give our final presentation in part of a Shark Tank-style face-off between the Final Four. We were up against 3 amazing teams, including the Sesame Street Workshop. I have never been more nervous for a presentation, but our team, we nailed our talk. And when I walked off the stage, literally, I burst into tears. I was so overcome. Now, after all the teams had presented, the judges told us that in 2 days, they would call with the results of the competition. My cell phone felt like it was radioactive while we were waiting for it to ring. And finally, 2 days later, the call, it came. But sadly, it was not the news that we were hoping to hear. Big Bird had beat out the babies. The news, it was not entirely bad. The judges were so impressed with each of the 3, I'll just say it, losers, that they decided to give us each $15 million. We were heartbroken. We were absolutely crushed by this news. I was so sad, I went out to the Humane Society and I adopted a puppy. And I cried tears into my puppy's fur. And then I went back and I adopted another dog. And of course, I knew it was ridiculous to be so sad about winning $15 million. But our whole team, we cared so deeply about solving this problem, and we knew that $15 million was not enough to solve the problem. As a runner, it felt like I got to the finish line only to be told I still had 6 more miles to go in the race. Everybody knows that the hardest part of a marathon is the last 6 miles. You get to mile 20, you hit the wall. You just want to stop. Now, the first 2 times I ran a marathon, when I got to mile 20, I had to start taking walk breaks. On my 3rd try at the Marine Corps Marathon, I was determined I would break through the wall. And I decided that I would literally fill my head with voices of encouragement. I made a special playlist that had MP3s that were timed to play at the moments when I knew I would need them most. I asked my then 13-year-old daughter if she would make me some tapes that I could play every mile starting at mile 20 to motivate me. And she only wanted to know one thing. She said, "Am I allowed to swear?" Here's what I heard at mile 21.
Victory is the only thing that can keep you alive. Believe in that voice that says you can run faster, you can go harder, you can go longer. So rise and shine, because it's time to win.
And the very next song I chose for my playlist was this. Each mile, over the last 6 miles, I listened to Hail Varsity, and it is impossible to walk when that tune is playing in your headphones. I made my goal. But I discovered that this great university, it has become part of my DNA. It's there to motivate me to a personal best whenever I need it. And now, today, it's part of your DNA. The weekend after we got the bad news about the $100 million, I laced up my shoes and I went for a long run. I listened to my daughter's voice and I listened to Hail Varsity. And I remembered that I am a person who graduated from the University of Nebraska. We are people who graduated from the University of Nebraska. We are people who do hard things, even when other people tell us no. We are part of a team that does not give up, even when the odds are against us. And so my team went back to work. We multiplied that $15 million, and as of January, we've been hard at work putting our plan in place. And the first technology that we developed to help newborn babies is now improving care in over 34 countries. UNL Class of 2019, you have put in the training that allows you to cross today's finish line with pride. I hope you can feel how proud we all are of what you have accomplished. As you move to your next starting line, I want you to remember to run with purpose. In your time here, you have acquired the courage to tackle big problems. You have acquired the knowledge to develop those solutions. But most importantly, you've acquired the wisdom to implement solutions and to implement them with kindness and with decency. And the world has never needed you more. Tomorrow, I'm going to be out there on the course of the Lincoln Marathon. When I cross the finish at the 50-yard line of Memorial Stadium, I'll be thinking of how I learned to listen to Hail Varsity and how it always helps me finish strong. It's in your playlist, too, whenever you need it. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Rebecca. You know, we hear a lot of commencement speeches over time. We had the pleasure of getting to hear this one twice, and I am really, really happy about that. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Let's give her another round of applause. We will now begin awarding our earned degrees today. Grad Images is here to photograph the candidates as they receive their degrees on stage. The company will contact you to offer photos from today's ceremony. In the program, you will also find instructions on how to order photographs. We please ask the audience to stay in their seats during the ceremony. In separate ceremonies, we conferred 547 graduate and professional degrees yesterday and 117 law degrees this afternoon. Today, the university will confer 2,831 baccalaureate degrees between the morning and today's afternoon ceremonies. This weekend, we will have 82% of our graduates participating in our commencement exercises. Today's ceremony is full of tradition, and we honor that tradition by wearing caps and gowns, even though they're a little bit uncomfortable, we will tell you, officially known as academic regalia. Wearing caps and gowns originated in Great Britain during the Middle Ages, when professors and students needed to stay warm in unheated buildings. They wore them all of the time, as any fan of Harry Potter actually can tell you. The tradition found its way across the Atlantic Ocean to America, where today nearly every academic institution celebrates commencement by wearing caps and gowns. Our university first wore cap and gown in 1898. In celebration of the university's 150th anniversary year, we are unveiling Nebraska's own special regalia for the first time this year. that henceforth will be worn with pride by graduates of our great university. All of our undergraduates are wearing a red stole, which is called the gratitude stole. It's a word you've heard a lot already today. And it provides each of you an opportunity to share it with an important person who has been influential in your academic career. It could be a parent, it could be a friend, it could be a mentor like Dave Selmeyer, who we just heard so eloquently from Rebecca. Several students today have qualified for special honors in their graduation. Some students have completed the requirements in the university's honors program. They are wearing scarlet and cream-colored braid cords over their right shoulders. Also wearing scarlet and cream shoulder cords are students who have completed the requirements of the Jeffrey S. Rake School of Computer Science and Management and the Nebraska Business Honors Academy. Would these students please stand? Thank you. Students who have fulfilled requirements for academic honors established by their individual colleges are wearing special medallions with their academic regalia. Those who have earned their degrees with distinction are wearing a medallion with a red ribbon. Will these students please stand and be recognized? Students who have earned their degrees with high distinction are wearing a medallion with a white ribbon. Will these students please stand? And students who have earned their degrees with highest distinction are wearing a medallion with a red and white ribbon. Will these students please stand? And last but certainly not least, the students who have earned the distinction as a Chancellor's Scholar are wearing a medallion with a Chancellor's Scholar pin attached to the ribbon. These students, we have 41 of them in this year's graduating class, earned a perfect A in all graded coursework in their university career. Would the Chancellor's Scholars please stand? Several of today's graduates have completed a course of study and training in the Reserve Officer Training Corps of the Armed Forces of our country and will be commissioned at a special ceremony later today. Their names appear on page 69 of your program. These new officers of our armed forces will be presented by Captain Mark LeCamp, Commanding Officer of the United States Navy and Professor of Naval Science.
Good afternoon. Will the candidates who will be commissioned to the United States military this afternoon please stand up? Chancellor Green, on behalf of the Department of Military Science, Naval Science, and Aerospace Studies, I'm honored to present to you and the Board of Regents these candidates who, in addition to academic degree programs, have voluntarily completed a military training program that qualifies them to serve the United States Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force. Today, these young Americans will become commissioned officers in the United States Armed Forces and so continue a legacy of Nebraskans serving and protecting the freedoms of our nation. They join the ranks of other graduates from this great university who serve or have served our nation, many of whom are combat veterans, some of whom have made the ultimate sacrifice. I'd invite any other students graduating today who has served in the armed forces of our country or who is currently serving also stand at this time. These students are recognized for their service to our country with red, white, and blue honor cords on their robes. The University of Nebraska should be proud of what its military graduates have attained, equally proud of what these future officers who will soon begin serving their country. With the preparation, development, and academic success that they have accomplished here at the University of Nebraska, I truly believe these graduates are destined to become outstanding future leaders for America. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Captain LeCamp. And I'd like to now take a simple moment of privilege, and I would ask that any veterans who are in our audience today, if you would please stand and accept our gratitude for your service. We will now award baccalaureate degrees from each of the colleges of the university. In honor of our 150th celebration, we're starting a new tradition. Faculty from the colleges will greet our new students as they leave the stage today. Faculty, please follow the instructions of the marshals. Will the class of 2019 please stand? By authority of the state of Nebraska, vested in the University of Nebraska Board of Regents, and upon recommendation from the faculty, I am pleased to confer upon each of you a bachelor's degree according to your particular curriculum and course of study, with all of the associated honors, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations, class of 2019. Please be seated. You will now be directed by the marshals to come to the stage to receive your diploma in alphabetical order by college, as listed in your program beginning on page 36. Dr. Dondi Plowman, Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer of the university, will introduce our deans.
Graduates for degrees in the College of Education and Human Sciences will be presented by Interim Dean Beth Dahl and Dr. Paul Springer.
Will the graduates please rise? Chancellor Green, upon recommendation of the faculty of the College of Education and Human Sciences, I am honored to recommend to you these students who have met all of the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts in Education and Human Sciences.
come after that.
Okay. Don't mess up my line, man.
Yeah.
With all due respect. Wait, I have 7239.
After the chancellor. No,
There you go, after this one.
Okay.
So, yours first.
Congratulations. College.
Okay. Should be the last one. Graduates for degrees in the College of Engineering will be presented by Dean Lance Perez and Dr. Saurabh Oscarpour.
Will graduates of the College of Engineering please rise? Chancellor Green, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Engineering, I am honored to present to you those students who have met all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Engineering and Bachelor of Science in Construction.
pacer behind the white man. We need a marshal down there. Fall over. God, put the tree story. Abandoned their post, so he took up the gauntlet. Marshals never die. They continue to set the pace. I told Patrice.
Down to the last one.
Graduates, all 622 of them for degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences, will be presented by Interim Dean Dr. Elizabeth Tice Morse and Dr. June Griffin.
Will the graduates please rise? Chancellor Green, upon recommendation of the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, I am honored to present these amazing students who have fulfilled all requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts.
back.
Are you back?
Lance, did your wife serve after 9/11 or 9/11 and as a result?
Yeah, it was post 9/11.
That was 2001 to 2003. Same kind of a deal. I need to get with her. Visit a little bit more. What was her? What's her?
Yeah, she retired
Especially with the roadside homes. I'll tell you that right now. Is anybody who serves as a team, it doesn't work any other way. Yeah. Yeah. Tell Big Jamie to take his Halliburton tractors and trailers and get the hell out of my theater. Sir. I can hear it.
That's KBR.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I was a bioweapons testing specialist. Kind of a different journey. I was in the Army, Reserve, college. flying out on active duty a little bit, Thanksgiving of 2001, and then I got off active duty in March of 2003. My job really was to make sure that the U.S. fleet and coalition forces going into the theater were ready for bioweapons. So I was on 10 of the 11 aircraft carriers. I got to land on carriers. I got to take off on carriers. You hit the carrier and people were just like, whatever, we'll set you up over there, you fly over. So that was really quite fascinating. And thankfully, you know, they didn't deploy biologicals. So that was a good thing. So as soon as that happened, then I got to lunch. And then never would have thought we'd still be in a country like we are. When I retired in 2005.
My brother.
Which branch?
Well, he started out.
Army? Okay. I went to Delta.
That's what happens. He transferred to the Air Force.
Pararescue jumper. Was he a DJ?
No, but he was.
Those guys are bad.
Yeah, he wound up doing this.
So I would go with those guys. We'd show up at Bray, roll out onto the tarmac, get on whatever bird we were going on. The first one I went on was like a DC-10, no markings, completely white. And we flew from Fort Bragg all the way to Guam. Non-stop, refuel in the air. I sit down and, you know, I look like this, right? I sit down, there's some dude next to me. Like, hi, what's your name? Hey, my name's Lance. My name's Mike. What do you do? I'm an Air Force pararescue dude. What do you do? I'm a Navy bioweapons testing specialist.
a new record.
Do you know that we siphoned 70 kids off of his line last time?
I remember.
Nobody, the kids didn't know. The marshals all knew.
Please join me in congratulating all of our graduates in the class of 2019. At this point, we would like to thank those who have helped with today's ceremony. Thank you to the University Commencement Committee and the University Marshal Corps under the direction of Dr. Robert Gorman. Thanks to our commencement speaker, once again, Dr. Rebecca Richards-Cordum. To our soloists, Susan Tweehouse, organist Jonathan Ross, and the University of Nebraska faculty, brass, and percussion. We extend special appreciation. You can applaud, that's great. Again, we extend special appreciation to the Office of the University Registrar, the staff of Pinnacle Bank Arena, Husker Vision, the Office of Special Events for the great care that they took in planning all of our commencement ceremonies. Now please join me in thanking all of these folks who have worked so hard for our commencement exercises. Congratulations to all of our graduates. The pin that you received today from the Nebraska Alumni Association designates you as a University of Nebraska graduate. Wear it proudly. You are now part of an alumni network that reaches around the world. Please now direct your attention to the Husker Vision screen for a message from Shelley Zaborowski, Executive Director of the Nebraska Alumni Association.
Congratulations, graduates. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Nebraska alumni family. Today, you join a community of nearly 200,000 alumni living all around the world. I encourage you to stay connected and engaged with the university as you go forth. The path for your Nebraska experience was paved by those who came before you. It now becomes your privilege to pay it forward to the next generation of Huskers through your gifts, not just of treasure, but of time, talent, and experience. We hope you'll join the Alumni Association and discover the many ways that you can stay connected. You have much to offer our alma mater, and your continued involvement is critical to Nebraska's success. Once again, congratulations, and welcome to the alumni family.
At this point, I would like to ask all University of Nebraska alumni in the audience and in the faculty to please stand and welcome our newest members of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Now this next part, I asked the graduates to help me a little bit. So I'm going to ask several groups of our graduates to stand. And the first group that I want to ask to stand are any of our graduates who are the first in their families to receive a university degree. Would all of you please stand? Thank you. Next, I would like to ask all who have competed as Husker athletes to please stand. Next, if you came to the University of Nebraska from outside of the U.S., would you please stand? And if you came to the University of Nebraska from another state in the U.S. outside of Nebraska and we adopted you as Nebraskans, would you please stand? And last but certainly not least, if you are from one of the 93 great counties in the state of Nebraska, would you please stand? And now all of you get to stand up. Graduates, in a moment, I will ask you to move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. This symbolic gesture will identify you as a University of Nebraska graduate. Earning a university degree is no easy feat. You're among the very select few who have persevered and have earned advanced degrees in your chosen fields. And I know that the emotions that you may feel may range from excitement to anticipation and probably just a little bit of relief as well. However, I always like to say to you on this occasion that to those whom much has been given by the people who have invested in your education, both at the institution and in your families, and those who have supported you, now even more will be required of you. We salute you. We look forward to great things from you in future days. We thank you for making us a better university, and we're very proud of you in your accomplishments. We hope that the pride that we have in you is reciprocal, and that wherever you go, you are eager to proclaim that your credentials are from the University of Nebraska. I would now like to invite someone you all know to the stage to help me with this next part. Graduates, please now move your tassel from right to left as we salute you as the University of Nebraska-Lincoln class of 2019. Will the platform party and faculty please rise? Family and friends, please remain seated until the recessional has been completed. The May 2019 undergraduate commencement exercises are now concluded. University marshals, please begin the recessional.